That right there is why you come to a place like the Buffalo.
The Buffalo River. It's one of those places that garners so much attention. In the 7 years I've been uploading kayak camping videos, no other river even comes close to the number of recommendations I get to paddle here. So we gathered up a crew and headed north for our pilgrimage to America's most well-known kayak camping destination.
Oh boy.
We had 24 rough miles on the docket and not much water to get us to the other end. We'd be out there for 4 days, camping for 3 nights, the entire time within the Buffalo National River. It acts as a national park, so we'd be paddling by campgrounds that would serve as beacons to gauge progress, or reminders to hurry up and paddle more because you're way behind. Despite the occasional campground, we'd still be deep in the national forest 99% of the time, left to our own devices. We basically needed everything to go perfect if we were committing to this low water send. So I guess we'll see how it turned out.
Finally made it to the place everybody has been yelling at us to do, the Buffalo River in Ponca, Arkansas. It's a little low right now. Everybody told us not to do this section, but we heard this is where the postcards come from, so we had to come check it out despite how low the water is. I think it's gonna be epic. We're gonna be doing some dragging, hopefully not too much. We're not using a guide because none of the guides would actually put in at this location, and so we're self-shuttling. It's gonna work out great. That might be a bad decision because you never know what the water levels are like.
Dude, and the sun comes out right as we start.
I now see why people are saying come to the Buffalo, because it's just majestic. And we barely even started. With the Ponca Bridge in our rear view, we trudge downriver, and I've got to introduce you to one of the newest members of the crew, Twix. He's an awesome dog, and this was his maiden voyage out on a wild river, so we're going to see how he could do. And while his primary mode of transportation was Tyler's kayak, he did sometimes think he was a beaver, so that was always funny to watch.
I don't know if we're gonna make this one.
It's also about that time to get our first dose of Buffalo River water.
How's that river taste, Gatewood?
Clean and clear, just like it looks.
The Buffalo doesn't waste any time showing off its bluff lines. This is really what it's famous for, and one of the main reasons people come out here. They tower over the river and increase with size the further down you go.
This is pretty cool.
If this is what they looked like already, I can imagine what we'd be in for later on.
Compliments to you and Brett for saying, let's go ahead and at least look at Ponca.
You see that storm is moving in.
I didn't know it.
So at this point, I'm not sure if we're racing to find camp or if we're just trying to make some miles, but that sky is turning a little bit gray for my liking. That's kind of ominous.
That storm played into our strategy though, and we were considering it when putting in at Ponca. Despite low water, we were hoping a little bit of rain upstream would increase flows and make the trip a little bit nicer. So we'll see if that materializes.
This is shallow.
You wouldn't want to do this on the last day? We're doing it in the first few hours?
Oh yeah. Type 2 fun. When you're working hard to have fun. But the beautiful sights and sounds, man, honestly, it makes it all worth it. I also got these new kicks, so the walking's not too bad. All right, lead us off.
Yeah, this is a nice little shoot. Yeah. Oh.
Short pools divided up the quick shoots that oftentimes had us dragging our kayaks. So we really enjoyed those. It was also fun to look up the bluffs and really take them in. That and some evening light, even though it was mostly cloudy out. It was a good day so far.
Oh my gosh. Dude. This is crazy. Imagine just camping right there, man. Wow. You look back there, man. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. That was a decent rapid, man. Full steam. Woo. Oh boy. The rocks kind of put brakes on for you. So we are officially keeping an eye out for camp. It is about that time. It's been a long day. Oh, I did not expect that. Wow. This is pretty crazy. Wow, this is incredible. Perfect.
All right, we found camp. Beautiful bluff line. We're gonna go ahead and pull over and start setting up.
I made the 60-liter remote designs duffel specifically for trips like this. Out in the middle of nowhere, multi-day with nothing but your gear and some buddies. Add in the submersibility of the T-zip and ease of access, you've got the best way to pack. Ever since I started using a duffel for kayak camping, I never went back. It's so nice to put everything in one large compartment, load it onto the boat, and then whenever you reach camp, pluck it right off and set it next to where you're going to set up a tent or a hammock. It really is the simplest way to pack for a sit-on-top kayak or canoe.
Oh, gentlemen, we're going to be sleeping good tonight. Oh my gosh.
Paddled about 2.5 miles today, which was a good introductory amount. I think we were all guessing it was going to be a little bit harder than it actually was because the flows were low, but technically the flows are going to be a little bit lower tomorrow just because there's going to be more runoff. However, these views are just crazy, man. Absolutely insane. So we're trying to set up camp right before the storm comes, and then we're going to cook food, probably take a little bit of a happy hour in the river, but really just kind of in awe of this majestic place. Pretty cool.
We gathered around the fire and watched the sunset, but none of us realized that thunderhead forming in the background. That would bite us here shortly.
So out of nowhere, it started to like really come down. So I'm about to put on my rain fly in a freaking hurry because this is mayhem. All right, here we go. I'll be back.
Well, it rained pretty hard for about 5 minutes, which is never really enough to fill up the rivers or do much of anything for flow rates. So we woke up to a river that was about the same as yesterday, if not a little bit lower. That was the last chance of rain in the forecast, so we'd have to rely on feeder creeks downstream to keep this river running.
We are all finished up at camp, packing up and about to head down river. Day one was amazing. Still got rained on. Today might shape up to be blue skies with some clouds mixed in, so we're just hoping more blue skies than clouds. All right, so we're officially leaving camp and we're on the postcard section. So that is from Ponca down to Kyle's. This segment we're doing for the first half of the day is from Steele down to Kyle's. And I've heard great things. This is kind of where the magic is on the Buffalo. And I know the whole stream is magical, but we're really especially excited for this section. No one's out here. All the outfitters stopped putting in where we launched, and so we've got the whole thing to ourselves. Still haven't seen another kayaker on the river yet, which is crazy. Late spring on the Buffalo River, we've got the whole section to ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Woo.
And there we were, passing Steele Campground with absolutely nobody launching their kayaks. In fact, there was basically no one staying at the campground either. From what we heard, that was very rare, especially for the month of April, so we definitely consider ourselves lucky.
So we just talked to one of the rangers that works the Buffalo River Steele Campground.
Last weekend, they were completely sold out of spots at the campground. However, this weekend, it is nearly empty because of flows being so low. So everybody else is camping further downstream where flows are a little higher. Which means we get the whole river to ourselves because people are essentially putting in where we're taking out. And that is exactly how I like it. You know, living in a city, it's so nice to be able to come out and experience these wild places kind of to yourself. Although I'm a huge advocate of everybody coming and exploring these. However, it is nice to have it to yourself. And so that's why we usually come during shoulder seasons, maybe not during peak visitation. And that seems to work really well. And also it's fun being able to pick apart these shallow streams, because usually if the outfitters aren't putting in, it doesn't necessarily mean it's impassable. It's just that they deal with a lot of people who might not have the most paddling experience, can't read a river, and then their equipment gets ruined as you drag it across. And you can tell that this river gets a lot of action because there's a ton of canoe scrape marks you can kind of see, kayak scrape marks, but nonetheless, phenomenal. This is beautiful. And they're saying that it really just gets more beautiful from here on out. So we are in for an absolute treat today. A treat with some walking, but a treat nonetheless. Holy cow. It's crazy, you can't even get the bluff in the whole shot. This is amazing. And that watercolor change, beautiful. Yeah.
The Buffalo is chock full of bass, and especially the smallmouth bass variety. We're right now figuring out what presentations to throw their way, and also, would they even bite? But even if they were not entertaining our lures, it was still such a beautiful setting to toss a line in. Gosh, what a place.
Smallmouth.
No way. Smallmouth or Guadalupe?
And let me clarify, Brett and Will were having no problem wrangling him in the boat. However, my presentations weren't exactly being taken, so maybe it was just the fishermen, not the fish. And on this particular set of rapids, I guess Tyler figured it wasn't hard enough having a dog on his boat, so he threw it into reverse and did it backwards.
Oh, look at this feeder creek. Beautiful.
Look at that. We have the main Buffalo River, a feeder creek, all natural. Talk about a camp spot. Plus I'm wetting the line. We may pin drop this for camping next time, because this is perfect. A little fire right here, camping back in the woods back in there.
So much good camping on this river. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is one of those sections where the water is slowly moving, there's not a lot of undulations, and there's not much wind, so you can just, it's like glass, you can just see everything, it's crazy.
Whatever I'm serving up, they're not interested in.
So pretty.
The river's really picking up pace. And the skies are turning blue. Oh my gosh, we might be in for a treat today. Oh yeah.
Run! Woo! Hang on, buddy!
And just like that, we might have some blue skies. It's kind of going in and out, cloudy and blue sky. But with that sun, oh my gosh, it's actually starting to feel warm. The wind seems to have died down as well. It's pretty chilly this morning, but not anymore. I think we might be in the clear, at least until this evening. I don't know, we'll see. If that's the case, I feel like sunny day is how you got to see the buffalo, because
When it's gloomy out, it just hits a little different. So I'm excited to have some sun, some bluffs. We've got a waterfall hike coming up, so excited for that one.
All right, I'm coming through. Heads up. Woo! Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
This is one of the more unique rapids I've ever done.
Oh wow, what a pool. This rapid dead ends in a bluff. That's crazy. Wow. This is cool. What?
Look at that.
That right there is why you come to a place like the Buffalo. Wild.
Yeah, just keeps getting more majestic.
Like it also had a pretty good campsite at the base of it.
See a bass right there. Carrying on. Oh, that was proper. Heck yeah. Man, there's plenty of water in here.
All right, made it to Hemmed In Hollow, which is a half-mile hike up to the waterfall from the river, and apparently it's more preferable to hike up from the river than to do the other trail, which is supposedly rather gnarly. You can tell not many people come up here. The trail isn't overly bedded in. Bro, there's no way this is the trail.
We sure this is it?
Video,
We may be doing the wrong trail.
Waterfall.
All right, turns out we were on the wrong trail.
The creek is down there, and that's where we're supposed to go.
For reference, if you're on a trail that doesn't look like this, a proper trail, you're in the wrong place. All right, after a nice lunch, it's time to hit the river again. We are, of course, woefully behind our plan, so we have to absolutely crank. We just ate lunch, got some nutrition, strawberries, blueberries, and sandwiches, and now it's time to ride. Because we need to make miles so that tomorrow isn't awful. Because right now, it's looking like we're gonna have to paddle the longest distance tomorrow. And yeah, I don't know about that. So we wanna make as much mileage today.
It's so beautiful when the sun comes out, warms up, water becomes vibrantly blue, then it goes away. Fortunately on the Buffalo, you can make miles if you need to. It's a lot of effort. It just depends on the runs. Are the runs too bony to make good time? That's the difference maker. Yeah, it's kind of like a race. You gotta choose your line, keep that momentum up, and then you may be rewarded with not having to walk. Woo! Oh man! Oh! All right, this one looks technical. All right.
That's good.
Wow, this is freaking cool.
Buffalo River. Quite impressive.
Sounds pretty intense up here. Oh. Woo. Hit it. Oh. Oh, shoot. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, dude. What? Where did that come from? Oh, heck yeah. That is nuts. All right, I definitely got to film the guys coming over that.
After lunch, we had to move at a fast clip and cover mileage, and luckily there was a few exciting sections that pushed us downriver quite quickly. This waterfall and a few other features had plenty of water, and so there was no dragging to be done. So we made haste, but knew there was probably some skinny sections ahead and needed to reserve energy.
What do you mean tries to get you? It completely gets you. Oh my gosh.
He's good.
Tipping over is inevitable for everyone, especially when you have a dog on board. So we act as a team to gather gear that's spilt over, get everybody on their way, and then we're ready to go. Shoot, on a warm day it actually feels pretty nice.
Oh!
Good boy. Good boy.
Ooh. Man, this little chute tunnel thing is pretty sick. While it's not the most beautiful cliff, I think this is the tallest cliff that we've seen.
I thought I told you to go scout.
Wow. There we are. Holy cow. Is this camp?
Might as well, unless you want to think we should go further, but the way we were moving on this last section, if the rest of the river's kind of like that, we're going to be moving quite a bit more tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, we're cruising. Oh, this is sporty. It is tough going right now. These chutes are freaking brutal.
Myself, all the guys, our faces are starting to get a little long. We're ready for camp. At camp I thought we were gonna stay at, I stupidly said, no, let's keep going. The only bright side is whenever you take on these nasty, scrapey sections in the evening, you're kind of used to paddling all day and you don't have to do it first thing in the morning, which is exactly what we would have been doing. So that is literally the only good thing about what's going on right now. But we're keeping a keen eye out for camp. We're trying to chase one of these bluffs right here because the bluffs always have great camping. It's amazing. 1 or 2 sets of rapids can divide the group up by 5 minutes. Pushed into this final rapid. We got camp right ahead and it looks pretty epic.
Woo. Here we are. Won't have to worry about all those shallows tomorrow.
Buffalo River, baby.
All right, we made it to camp with a bluff line view. What a freaking day.
set up camp and get some food going.
It is time to unload the yaks, set up our tents, hammocks, but most importantly, get some food going. And what a better place, man. We're all freaking exhausted. Today was super challenging. We honestly pushed harder than we thought we would.
Made it to camp after a very long and grueling day. Really happy with the progress we made though. It might have been painful in the moment, but tomorrow is going to be easier because of it. Now, I doubt tomorrow is going to be easy, but there was a lot of terrain that we, I guarantee you, are not going to want to traverse tomorrow. Got it done. Now we get to enjoy the fire, set up our tent, hammocks, and most importantly, eat a ton of food. We didn't really do a lunch, so really excited for that. So we got a bunch of food on the grill. I'm cooking burgers, Tyler's doing sausages, the boys back there doing Zatarans, shrimp, and sausage. So everybody's eating like a king. I'm about to throw a second burger on the grill. It's time to get after that first one. Look at that burger. Oh my gosh.
All right, good morning, everybody. Day 3. Kind of just chilling out, taking in the scenery. Got the river views down that way. It's almost time to cook some coffee, but just so comfortable and cozy in this sleeping bag, the down jacket, my sweatpants, and a nice underquilt under here. Just super cozy. It was deep into the 40s last night, probably low 40s. It's pretty cold right now too, which is also why I'm a little slow to get up. But I kind of want some coffee, food, and some water, so I guess we'll make a move. We all woke up particularly sore. That previous day's effort was exhausting, but we were surrounded by nature, the birds were singing, and the coffee was getting brewed up. Boy, did that coffee taste good, Riverside. Smallmouth bass in the rapids on a craw. Perfect textbook.
We are all finished at this beautiful camp, so we're gonna start heading down river. Caught a fish, smallmouth bass, out of that stream ripple right there. I'm on the board, Will's on the board. We both have smallmouth bass, so we're gonna try to get in some big fish today. 8 miles to cover, so significantly less than yesterday, and hopefully that means we can spend more time picking apart this river and trying to find the biggest smallmouth bass possible. I'm excited because this place is known for it.
First shoot of the day. And I think Will said it best. I hope they're all like this. My hands are a little sore from yesterday's adventures. Those first couple paddle strokes, you can definitely feel yesterday's grind. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's a fun line. Go there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, buddy. Woo!
Today has kind of been a relaxing, overcast day. And occasionally along the way, you'd see things like caves, so those were always intriguing to check out. You just never know what you're going to find out here in the Ozarks.
Look at that. The entire part of the river goes right through there. In fact, it sounds crazy, but I think the best way through is through that tree over there. Oh. That was not ideal. All right, we are rolling up on Irby Campground, which is another milestone in this paddle. And it looks like we have a cool little shelfy rapid, so I'm just gonna follow Brett into it. Yeah, dude. Right on.
We just pulled off for lunch, made some sandwiches. This is the last lunch we're gonna have on the river.
For a smallmouth bass. Oh, right. Sweet. Ooh. Whoa. Going fast. It's crazy how many bluffs there are on this river.
I've lost count.
I've noticed these pool sections are starting to get longer and longer the further downstream we go.
We're not putting many on the board because we haven't spent a ton of time fishing, but the plan is to certainly dedicate a lot of time this afternoon to that. But right now we're kind of just focused on making miles. So maybe what happens is we get to camp and then we start fishing real hard. But you know we're still gonna be tossing line in the water and seeing what's in there.
Oh, dude. Woo.
After experiencing healthy flows for most of the day, we stumbled across a few shallow sections, and those few turned into many. It was day 3. We were pretty beaten down from the previous 2 days of kayaking. Everyone was getting a little quiet, and we just had to push through, knowing that we'd be looking for camp soon. Fortunately, the views were amazing, and the wildlife was pretty abundant. Bald eagles were flying around, fishing. We were catching some fish here and there. It's really cool to see such a natural environment, relatively untouched. So yeah, those kind of things really help with the monotony of scraping through shallow sections. This is one of the many bluff lines along the Buffalo River, and this is what it's known for. It's pretty cool to be able to kayak under cliffs, take in all the wildlife that is associated with it. There's tons of fish under here. There's birds, swallows that are up on the cliffs, and it's really just incredible. We have this whole place to ourselves. We've been hitting some rocks, no doubt. It's way harder than it would be if it was high water and we were hauling, but you know what? We have this whole river to ourselves, and I think I would prefer whole river to myself versus high water and lots of people around.
Wow. I've always been a sucker for rock formations, and it used to be all about the desert, but now I'm starting to be a sucker for these bluff lines and cliffs along the rivers. Quite spectacular. Honestly, that's one of my favorite bluff lines we've seen all trip. Oh! Woo! Damn! Oh, man.
And on some of the rapids, you gotta walk. There's just no way around it.
Oh, there you go, Will. Oh, yeah. All the way. Woohoo! Dang, that's beautiful.
With the clouds, it kind of makes it feel like it's the same time the whole day.
Wow, this is incredible.
We just passed Ozark, which is one of the last takeouts before we reach Pruitt, but that's not a place we're gonna camp. So we're gonna push a little further.
How did today turn into a grind?
We're starting to look out for camp. This looks like a fantastic option.
The lads are gonna scope out the land.
We're in a good spot. It's just 1 V away, and that's the highway we crossed.
Dude.
And that was a piece of cake.
That's perfect because red dot's where you parked.
Yeah.
And we're right there.
Right where the ending of trip, right there. That's
Dude,
our
that's
spot.
perfect.
Yeah, this is a good spot.
Wow, what an amazing campsite. Everybody's packing up camp. We're gonna hop on the kayaks, do a little bit of fishing, and then take out.
It's kind of funny how on these trips, bridges signify the finish line. Almost always. And what a finish line this is. Looks like we're getting some extra. Woo! All right, guys. That's the final rapid, and here's our takeout. That's it from the Buffalo.
It was such an epic trip. Thank you guys so much for coming along with us. Catch you on the next one. See ya. The Buffalo delivered. We had an amazing trip and we'll definitely be back targeting higher water, but that didn't take away from the fact that this place is pristine and perfect for just about anybody. Whether you're staying at a campground or doing it rustic in the backcountry, definitely make the trip. Catch you guys on the next one.